Yo, what up everybody? It's me, Fitness65, bringing you a new video. Hopefully this video goes through because I've been trying to upload this video, but the video keeps stopping at whatever minute it goes. But hopefully this video goes all the way through as I'm talking. So this is going to be a Wrestling Forgotten Gems video. Wrestling Forgotten Gems number 18, I believe. Yeah, 18. And I just thought I'd bring Wrestling Forgotten Gems back since people have been sending me in my inbox and they've been sending in to me messages in my Wrestling Forgotten Gems videos about making another Wrestling Forgotten Gems video. I thought I'd bring Wrestling Forgotten Gems back. Today this is going to be a request from someone who wanted me to do a Wrestling Forgotten Gems on Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho feud. Just going to give my whole insight about that and why that feud shouldn't be forgotten, why people should remember it, and why it should be a part of wrestling history. But before I get to that, I gotta say I got a lot of videos on the way that are gonna be non-wrestling related, whether it be on this account or my other account. So check those videos out, or look out for those videos, and then look out for wrestling videos that I'm gonna be doing. Which there's gonna be wrestling videos that I'm gonna be doing where there's gonna be reviews, like more reviews of WrestleMania. This time I'm gonna be reviewing WrestleMania 5, possibly 9, and I might be doing 11 and all those other WrestleManias, sort of getting you ready for WrestleMania. So look out for those videos, and then look out for other videos like that. And then also the other thing I wanted to say, if anybody knows or watches or follows Dragon Gate USA or knows where to get some of the DVDs or watch the pay-per-views, let me know, because kind of interested in wanting to get into Dragon Gate USA, and I want to kind of follow up with it, and kind of want to make reviews of Dragon Gate USA. So if anybody watches it or follows it, let me know, or send me a link, or send me the website or whatever, or where to get those DVDs, and then I can look for it and probably get some DVDs and get the pay-per-views or whatever, and then I could start doing reviews of that along with start doing reviews of that, or checking it out more, and so I can have more wrestling to watch besides ROH, WWE, and TNA. But yeah, getting off that subject, Wrestling Forgotten Gems number 18, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho feud. This was a very intense feud that went all the way back from 1996. You can even go as far as 1995. These two were feuding in most of the independent promotions. Then they were feuding feuded a little bit in ECW, and then they sort of feuded in WCW. They had some series of matches back in 1996 where Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho ended up going up against each other. The match I remember them going up against each other was from Fall Brawl 1996. These two had a very good technical matchup, and it was probably one of the best matches on that pay-per-view, even though there were like some other matches on there, but that was probably one of the best matches on that show, mainly because of the work and the near falls and the drama that was into that matchup. And it was probably one of the best matches in WCW around that time. Then they had a couple matches in 1997, 98, and 99, and they were sort of almost on par to their match at 1996, but their match from 1996 was just very good, and it was awesome, and it was hard to top up from that. And then fast forward all the way to WWE 2000, Chris Jericho was already at his run. Well, he was already starting his run in WWE in 2000, and he was pretty hot. And the WWE was sort of pushing him in 2000 as he was he was the Intercontinental Champion, and he was going in feuds with Triple H and other guys like that. They were pushing him into feuds like that, and then Chris Benoit came. Chris Benoit just came from WCW, and he was kind of having problems with some of the stuff that was going on in WCW, because there was a lot of drama and stuff in WCW, and he kind of wanted to get away from it. And we all know that the sink was pretty much ship sinking back in WCW, so Chris Benoit left that ship and he went to WWE, and he was having a pretty good run. He feuded with DX for a little bit before, I guess, he was a part of that storyline with Triple H and Mick Foley, and it seemed like they didn't really have much for him to do. And then came Chris Jericho after he just got done losing the Intercontinental title to Kurt Angle. Chris Benoit just attacked Chris Jericho and he was just dominating him, and he wanted to make a name for himself off of Chris Jericho. So thus the feud started, and it started at WrestleMania 2000, where these two had a very good matchup that involved Kurt Angle in there. It was a very good triple threat European Intercontinental title matchup. Very good. It was high intense, and I believe Chris Benoit got the victory on Chris Jericho to sort of win the European title, I believe. No, the Intercontinental title, and Chris Jericho got the victory over Chris Benoit by winning the European title. So both guys won both titles by pinning one another, but Kurt Angle didn't lose at all because he wasn't pinning that matchup. Then fast forward to May, I believe, of 2000. May of 2000 or July of 2000 or whatever. These two feuded a little bit. They had a submissions type matchup. They had a submission matchup where I believe Chris Jericho won, and it just kept getting high, and it just kept getting more and more intense with both guys just attacking each other and sort of getting and wanting to get each other's hands on each other. And they had another series of matches in 2000 that were pretty much intense, and the feud this feud sort of went up even more when they feuded even more in the most part of 2000 over the Intercontinental title, and then the fact that these two just hated each other, but they had a series of very good matches. And then fast forward into part of 2001, I mean the beginning of 2001, these two had a very good ladder matchup for the Intercontinental title because Chris Jericho was the Intercontinental champion, I believe, after he beat Chris Benoit in December. I forgot the name of the pay-per-view, but those two had a very good matchup there, and this was pretty much their feud ender right here, where Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit settled their feud and ended their feud in a ladder match for the Intercontinental title. This was a very good matchup. These two used the ladder and beat the hell out of each other because, like I said, these two hated each other in the feud, and they just did whatever they could to win the Intercontinental title and to sort of prove who was better in this feud, because that's pretty much what the feud consisted of, was who was better than who in this feud. And that's what this feud was just both guys beating the hell out of each other. Of course, Chris Jericho ended up coming out on top, won the Intercontinental title. He pretty much won Chris Benoit's respect, and thus that'll be the end of the feud. And most of that part of 2001, these guys were just mostly tag team partners, or they were trying to get into the title hunt with Stone Cold Steve Austin, but they never really feuded after 2001 and 2000. But really, this was a very good feud, probably one of the most forgotten feuds in WCW. I mean, one of the most forgotten feuds in wrestling history, mainly because of what happened to Chris Benoit, and then mainly because people just don't overlook it, because many people didn't see it as a very good feud. But to me, this was the feud that sort of made wrestling a lot interesting and watchable around that time in 2000 and 2001, and even going back to their 1996 matchup, because they were feeding off of each other. And this was also a feud that sort of made each guy more better, and it sort of propelled them into big success, because after this feud, Chris Benoit would win it in numerous Intercontinental titles, and he would become World Heavyweight Champion back in 2005, I believe, or no, 2004, and then Chris Jericho would become the undisputed champion, and big things would happen for him, and he is what he is now today. But yeah, I enjoyed this feud, very good feud. Wish people would never forget this feud, but like I said, they just forget it because of the Chris Benoit situation, and then the fact that many people just never really noticed the feud, or they never took interest in the feud. I enjoyed it, I loved the feud, and it was probably one of my favorite feuds in WCW. Anyhow, that's pretty much my video. Hope you enjoyed the video. You can rate, comment, give me your thoughts about the Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho feud back from when they were feuding in the Indies and Japan, or any other promotion, WCW, WWE. Give me your quick thoughts. Give me your thoughts down below. Give me in comments, or you can give me a video response on it. And yeah, that's pretty much my video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and like I said, stay tuned for more Wrestling Forgotten Gems and other videos that are non-wrestling related. Also stay tuned for more WrestleMania reviews that I'll be throwing at you. And also, like I said in the beginning, if anybody follows Dragon Gate USA or watches it, let me know, or send me a website or a link or whatever, so that I can be able to get the DVDs or whatever, or watch it and follow it up and we do reviews on it. But yeah, that's pretty much my video. Rate, comment, tell me what you think, and Fitness 65 out. Peace.